Hello there and welcome. I'm excited to invite you to join me in a celebration that is of the highest importance within the Indian spiritual calendar and was introduced to me by one of my first gurus, Sadhguru, who leads the Isha Foundation based in India. And this celebration is called Mahashivratri. And the significance of this day and what we can do with it, and really this night, is to realize a greater element of spirituality within ourselves. Now, how does that happen? Well, in the Hindu calendar, there are many Shivatris. Shivatris are simply the day before a new moon in the lunar cycle. They tend to be the darkest day of the month in the Lunar New Year in terms of how the light hits the earth. And it's within this darkness that we have a great potential to know creation, to better know our place in the universe, in this existence. And when I went to my first Isha Foundation retreat, it was a big yoga and meditation retreat in Philadelphia a couple years ago. Sadhguru talked about being on the spiritual path as a process of removing identifications, removing limited identities that we have with ourselves that keep us constrained and frustrated, limited, to better understand what we are not, to experience our true essence. So it's that delayering process. And on Mahashivratri, so like I said, there are many Shivatris, but Mahashivratri is the most potent of these nights. And it occurs between February and March every year. And it really celebrates the Hindu god Shiva, which translates into that which is not, which harkens right back to what Sadhguru had told us all at this gathering, to come to a place of spiritual centeredness and serenity and knowing. We need to know what we are not. We need to know the opposite of what we see in this physical world. And not opposite, but our essence, our true source. And so on this day, Mahashivratri, we take advantage of an upsurge in energy to be receptive to this knowledge, this cosmic download, this potential to really understand our place in the universe. And this is really a day for people who are longing to know their place in existence and to truly know what's beyond what we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Explore the non-physical and spiritual dimension in a true and honest way. So really, we're celebrating darkness on this day. Darkness is our source. We often think of source or creation or divinity as light, but there might be a way to think of it as darkness in a more powerful way. So let me explain a bit. So we're celebrating darkness within space. You know, as we know in physics of our known universe, 5% of total mass is astral bodies, suns, planets, space matter, all those types of things. 95% is dark matter. It's space. It's the space that holds all the astral bodies and us on planet Earth together. So Shiva, as I said, translates to that which is not. So think of, a better way to understand this is think of a room, the functionality of a room, how you would define a room, a place you enjoy to be in, to play, watch TV, cook. Is the room defined by the objects in the room? Couch, chair, table? It might be. But what if you were to fill that room full of objects, where you opened the door or walked in and you couldn't move at all? You couldn't even enter the room. Is it still a room? And that's the thing about space. The room is defined as the space, not the objects in the space. Our functionalities are our ability to move through space. Space is what holds us, gives us the ability to actually exist and thrive and live in that area. And so too, we can think of light as objects in the room. Light we might think of as infinite, but actually physically is a finite substance, just like all of us. It comes from a particular light source, and when it runs out of that source, it ends. Now, darkness is infinite. And if we're seeking the infinite, if we're seeking to better understand our eternal selves, we need to turn towards the darkness. And this night, when the natural energies allow us to stay up and explore ourselves in this darkness, we have a great chance to really know our true essence. And this is the spiritual path. It is the path of dissolution. It is dissolving our limitations, our identities, the finite characteristics about ourselves, who we are, where we come from, our skin color, our jobs, our relationships. We dissolve into the darkness. And to know source, to know existence, to know the essence of our creation, we must know the darkness. When Sadhguru talks about Mahashivratri, he says, in the lap of this emptiness, emptiness of space, this dark emptiness, all creation has happened. It is from nothing that something comes. So our creator, our spiritual essence must come from this space, from this void. And you can think of it as silence being the basis of music, just like darkness is the basis for light. You know, music doesn't just constantly happen. There's a point in which sound occurs and then sound pauses. Whether it's in a long classical piece, a short rock song, at some point the music ends and it returns to silence. We wouldn't have music without the silence. So too, the darkness is the source. It is the essence of what is created. So think about that when we really try to come to terms with what is existence, what is the creator versus the created. So we're dissolving our limitations on this night to really experience the boundlessness of our source. And by staying up all night from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., we're moving from a place of wakefulness to awakening, to really seeing ourselves truly where we are, where we stand in this existence, in this universe. And the true knowing of the universe that we are a part of, that imbues us, that connects all of us to it. So how are we going to celebrate? What are we going to do to capture this spiritual possibility for us? We remain awake with our spine erect for most of the night, for pretty much all of the night. This allows us to become receptive. The spine is like our radio antenna. It's our tuner. It allows us to receive information, knowledge, wisdom, understanding from that non-physical space. And then we can translate it into words or into thoughts in our own understanding. So we'll be celebrating from 6 to 6 our time. We'll have some structured activities. There will be some gathering, some focusing exercises. There will be hatha and kundalini yoga. There will be dancing. There will be sing-alongs. It is a celebration after all, so it should all be fun. There'll be contemplation. There will be time for discussion. We'll have special offerings, and really when we hit the midnight period is when there's going to be a lot of space for people to offer things, activities, ideas to do. It could even be going out to walk in nature late at night, if that's accessible to you. Could be offering a dance. It could be offering type of meditation. So I'm inviting that for this, a truly organic and dynamic Mahashivratri celebration. So if you can't celebrate with us, at least take the time until you go before bed to really appreciate yourself in this existence, to really take a step back and try to dissolve as many identities as you can that aren't necessary, to really start to feel your essence and your power. And that's what this is all about, to truly feel alive, to truly feel boundless, to truly come into your own as a human being, to do the thing you came here to do. And do so with the power of Source behind you and carrying you, and to know that truly. So I welcome you to celebrate with us. Acknowledge it on your own. May you have a wonderful Mahashivratri, and I'm excited to see all of you. Many blessings. Namaste.